Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to be checking in and having a look at what's going on with Destined Rivals pre-orders. How annoying are they getting? Because Destined Rivals, we are in now the release month of Destined Rivals. Destined Rivals is officially releasing on the 30th of May. That is about 4 weeks away. We are in the release month of Destined Rivals. So the question then becomes, how easy is it going to be to pick up? And I'm going to start off with a little reminder, a little cheat code for you lovely ladies and gentlemen. Pre-releases. If you are not heading over to pre-releases, I can make you do one thing or the other. But I am telling you that if you have the time and the inclination, pre-releases are busted. Firstly, you get packs of the set, which is awesome. Secondly, pre-releases tend not to be massively scalped, as in you're just going to be paying the normal price, which is busted. And thirdly, playing pre-releases is extremely fun. Now, there may well be some areas where pre-releases are massively sold out. I don't know is the honest answer here. What I can tell you is, from my experience, pre-releases are nowhere near as awkward as trying to get, like, booster boxes of the set or elite trainer boxes of the set. Generally a little bit easier. Certainly in my local area, when I'm trying to go to pre-releases, they are not instantly sold out. I am not telling you that every single shop in the entire world is going to have infinite space in their pre-releases. I cannot tell you that for a second. What I am saying, though, is that actually I've found that over the past couple sets, even with things getting a little bit silly, pre-releases have not been as difficult to try and get in. They've been a good way to get hold of packs. Yes, you have to stay there and play and actually do the pre-release, although again, I cannot stress enough how fun pre-releases are. They're one of my favourite ways to play Pokemon. I adore pre-releases. And then there's opportunities for trade, etc. No, you're not going to get that many packs, but I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, pre-releases, awesome, highly recommended. But what if you can't go to pre-releases, or what if you go to pre-releases but you want a little bit more? Well, that's what we need to be having a little bit of a look about now, don't we? Now, obviously, one thing we found about the Pokemon Center is that nowadays things don't stay online. In previous years with previous sets, you've been able to pre-order stuff pretty much right up until the release of the set, honestly. There have been some times when I have been, well, to put it bluntly, a little bit laissez-faire when I'm actually trying to get my pre-orders in for sets and just not been punished. That is not where we are nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. The punishments will be there because, unfortunately, yeah, everything's sold out. All the pre-orders are sold out. There is nothing which is actually going to be there. Now, there is every possibility that there are restocks. That used to happen quite a lot. Not sure how much it happens nowadays. But say, on the release of the set, for several sets in a row, they had this thing whereby they would just drop new stock on the release day. I am not promising they will. I'm not promising there will be restocks on the Pokemon Center. Although we do know for a fact that Pokemon are printing more cards. We know that they're aware of this. We know they're working on this. And I know that the actual announcement they put out was about Prismatic Evolutions, but make no mistake about it, it's obviously going to be things like Destined Rivals as well. That is just going to be the way it is. So right now, the Pokemon Center is a complete no-go. Hopefully there will be restocks, but yeah, the Pokemon Center, you're not going to find anything. It's going to be sold out. Hopefully they will do restocks, but for the time being, you need to get there when the restocks come down. And it's weird because for a long time I would tell you guys that the booster bundles are just not that exciting as products. I used to refer to them as 6 packs for the price of 6 packs, and you might as well just go and buy, well, however many packs you wanted, either from a booster box or just individual packs. But that's not the case anymore. With the sets selling out as fast as they are, booster bundles actually become an amazing product that people are absolutely rushing for. Okay, What about other random stores? Well, if I just Google Destined Rivals and have a look in the UK, because I am in the UK, like it's all eBay. It's literally all eBay and StockX and, well, other than the odd pre-release, it's just eBay. eBay, StockX, and like I say, there are some pre-releases around, which makes me very, 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 very happy. And the pre-releases, well, I just clicked on that one random one that I saw there and went to have a little bit of a look. Yeah, there's still spaces. Absolutely still spaces at that pre-release. Not recommending the stores, never been there, cannot tell you one way or the other how good they are. But I'm just telling you, a minute ago I was going on about pre-releases and how good they are and how they generally don't tend to sell out that quickly. And there tend to be spaces in a lot of stores. And then the first opportunity we got to see, oh look, there's a pre-release and there are spaces. But generally speaking, stores are just not having stock at the moment. Like if we go to Chaos Cards, which is one of the bigger online UK retailers, definitely not recommending this store. Just showing you that, what the pre-orders are doing. They're not actually up yet. They're not actually coming yet. Now, presumably, they're going to be coming in the not too distant future. And this is one thing that you can try. Not saying it's always going to work, but one thing you always can try here is finding stores that have not put their pre-releases up, signing up to mailing lists and things of that nature, and then crossing your fingers that you get there. When these pre-orders go up, they are going to go up pretty quickly, and then they're going to go down pretty quickly. Like, these are going to sell out pretty much instantly. So you need to be on the ball. What I will say is, these are decent price pre-releases. In the past, stores like Chaos Cards have sold above retail. They are not doing that here. Right now, the listings are at retail, so all I can tell you is they're not there soon, but there is a way where you can kind of enter your email address so that you can be notified when pre-orders do go up. So I'm just saying, if I was in the UK, and it's not just Chaos Cards, there are other stores available. And again, I'm not recommending Chaos Cards. I am using it as an example only. But I'm telling you, if you can find stores like this that haven't put their pre-orders up yet, that are putting them up for retail, I don't think it's a bad idea to register your interest and cross your fingers you can get in. Because the problem is, we have reached the part of the video where we do need to go and have a look at eBay. And the problem with that is, these ain't cheap, ladies and gentlemen. These ain't cheap. Right now, if I go and try and buy a booster box over on eBay in the US, I'm basically paying $270. By the way, you'll see the ridiculous postage there. It's because I'm searching from the UK looking at US eBay. That's how much it would be to ship to me in the UK. Ignore the shipping. Except for that one in the middle, which is from the UK. That is actually how much it would ship to the UK. And here's the thing. Have a look at them there. One of them is $300 and has got 77 watches. These aren't listings that are just randomly being ignored. These are listings which people are keeping an eye on going, you know what? I might have to pull the trigger on that one. That's bad. $270 is far above retail. Far above retail. But that's where we are right now. $270 is an absolute rip-off. But then we get to the question of, well, all right then. Found anywhere cheaper? Found a better place to get them? Because if you haven't, and if we have a look over on UK eBay, £235, £250, £220, and I know that £220 might look a little bit better than what you guys are seeing over in the US, but if we do just a little bit of currency conversion here, I can tell you £220 is $293. It's not better than what you're paying over in the US. It is bad. And again, we're talking significantly, and I mean significantly above retail. Obviously, the big product for a lot of people is going to be the Elite Trainer Box. And there are two versions of it. There's the regular, which can be picked up in any store. And then there is the Pokemon Center exclusive, which can only be picked up at the Pokemon Center. And as it stands at the moment, I didn't get my pre-order in for this. I was on a train when these went live, which sucked. I mean, I got in the queue. Obviously, I got in the queue. It didn't go well. If we have a look over on US eBay here, we're generally seeing like $125 for the regular Elite Trainer box. Bearing in mind they should be like $50. And then $270 for the Pokemon Center exclusive. That's like $200 above retail. And basically, there's two reasons to get the Pokemon Center exclusive. There's two real advantages it has. Firstly, it does have different packaging, which I know does matter for sealed collectors. And secondly, it's got a second version of the Wobbuffet promo. All the Elite Trainer box have the regular, the illustration rare. And then the Pokemon Center exclusive has exactly the same card, but it's a second copy with the Pokemon Center stamp on it. That's it. It is the packaging and the second promo. You get 2 extra packs, but that doesn't really matter because they're just regular packs. So if you really want to go above and beyond and buy the Pokemon Center exclusive, it has to be for the packaging or the Wobbuffet promo with the stamp. Unless you desperately want one of those two things, I would recommend staying away unless you can get it on the Pokemon Center. But I've told you this before and I'm going to tell you again, and I'm bringing this video to you at the beginning of May for a very specific reason. The set is out in 4 weeks. This is about the worst possible time to go paying ridiculous reseller prices. Because I've shown you that some stores haven't put their pre-orders up yet, you might get lucky with them. I've told you that sometimes Pokemon Center restocks around release, and I cannot tell you they will, but they might, and you might get lucky with them. Or the prices might just naturally fall a bit when the FOMO calms down a little bit. But right now, it is the worst possible time to go and buy off of eBay things like Destined Rivals. Might I suggest not doing that? There we go. So now it's over to you guys. How's your Destined Rivals pre-orders going? How are you doing with it? Are you excited for the set? Do you have any in? Tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Dingus, not being rude, that's the name they've given me, who's been a supporter for a little while now, and seems to be awesome. So shout-out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.